The Oregon Ducks flew south to Lubbock, Texas. Got a win, 38-30. The over-under for this game was 70. Just under. Just under. The line was at Oregon minus 4.5. Bo Nix had himself a dandy of a night, 32 for 44, 359 yards, and 2 scores. Also rushed 9 times, 46 yards, good for a 5.1 yard average. Good for the Ducks going into, to a place like Lubbock, which is a hard place to win, and get a win.
Yeah, good for them. And they had to have it because when you think about the way that Colorado is playing right now, hosting them in 2 weeks, you think about Utah down the line, USC down the line, then you've got Washington State and Oregon State that are not those teams of old. They're much improved, or they certainly look much improved. They had to have this game.
Yeah.
Don't know where I stand right now on Texas Tech because, again, we talked about it when we talked about their loss to Wyoming, how much heat they were getting, how much hype they were getting in the offseason. McGuire had really turned things around down there quick compared to where they had been since the Leach era ended. Really where they'd been since then. He had done some good things. They'd made a bowl game. If they make a bowl game this year after losing to Wyoming and how in hand they had the Oregon game at moments, then they will be really doing something. He's a heck of a coach if they do that. But I don't know where I stand right now.
Well, the good thing for them is they get a chance to right the ship, hosting Tarleton State and then traveling to West Virginia, which is very winnable for them, turning around and hosting Houston, traveling to Baylor. I mean, you got a good chance there to go 4-0. But them sitting at 0-2, I want to say this. They're better than their record. Yeah. And I'm going to go on and say that week 1 loss to Wyoming, bad night, fluke, whatever. Props to Joey McGuire for riding that ship. Yeah, I know you took an 8-point loss to Oregon, but you took an 8-point loss to a very good football team who's got dudes at almost every position. They're well coached, and I want to point out regarding this game just how back and forth this was, jab for jab. This was Texas Tech got on the board first to make it 7-0, but then when it went 7-7, 15-7, 15-13. 18-13, 18-20, 18-27, 25-27, 28-27, 31-30, 38-30. I mean, just blow for blow. I mean, what a game. It's a shame that Alabama took our eyes off of it,
It is. Yeah. No, it is. Also, I've given a lot of criticism to Bo Nix over my time. Still don't love him, but he played a great game. The problem is on the other side. You have another Oregon transfer, Tyler Shuck, I'm going to believe is how I've heard that name pronounced, not Show as it looks. I think I've heard it pronounced Shuck, which makes no sense. Really unfortunate now for him. 3 picks, one of them really sealing their deal there. The last touchdown for Oregon was the pick 6 that he threw. Mm-hmm. It's time for some of these guys that have been around forever to, graduate, guys. Graduate, go on to the pros if you got it in you. Get out of the game. I'm sorry to be closing the door so firmly on you, but you gotta have better performances than that. I've said the same about Bo Nix forever, is why I'm even making this point. Because I'm telling you, at some point this year, it's probably going to go the other way. Bo Nix making a mistake that hurts Oregon. That's just how he's played so far in his history. We'll see if he can overcome it this year. But it's time to replace some of these old veterans that have been in the game with COVID eligibility and things like that. I think that'll be a big thing for McGuire and the Red Raiders once the time comes down there.
Yeah. I'm going to have a hard time putting a K in this guy's name because I just don't see it. I'm going to call him Shao. Right. Tyler Shao. 24 for 38, as you pointed out, 282 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks, 24 completions. He also had 23 rushes for 101 yards. You're going to have to find some other offense other than your quarterback. Your next leading rusher in attempts was 6 carries.
Yeah, and he netted 66 yards out of that. Why aren't you handing that guy the ball?
Yeah, no kidding. I obviously didn't see enough.
35. Had a longer 35, but even then, that's 5 for 30 after that. So what are we doing here?
Knowing that the score sheet went back and forth And, the game ended on a pick six, so that really would have been 31-30, With the game being that close, you didn't have to abandon your game plan. Why does this guy not have more touches is really my question. But I really just want to end the segment by saying props to Coach McGuire for turning around off a bad loss to Wyoming. 1, why were you playing in Wyoming? 2, why did you lose that game? Back to the positive, though. Props to you for turning it around. Nonetheless, Oregon gets the win in Lubbock. 38-30, Ducks over the Red Raiders.